So I hear AI is taking over the world and us humans are going to become redundant. Let's talk about that. Hello Ramblers of the world, I'm Chris, the Mindset Wingman, and thank you for joining me on another Mindful Ramble where we talk all things mindset reset and how it aligns to our journey through life. And as I say, every journey has a story. Let's go! And I'm just out having a mindful ramble, one of my favourite parts of the countryside. In fact, if you look just behind me here, you can see it. There's a log there. That's one of my favourite places to come and just sit, be grounded. Usually easier to get to, but with all this hot weather, all the plants and everything have grown right up, so it's quite so easy to get to. And normally the view's a bit better. As you can see today, it's all a bit grown up as well, but it's a lovely spot to come and sit and think, put the world to right. So AI, and I've been hearing a lot of chat with different business contacts and with online and people that I chat to, and they're quite worried that AI is taking over the world. But the main topic today is taking over our jobs, and I can quite understand that. And the first thing to get across is I do not think that will happen in my lifetime. Maybe in 100 years or 200 years time, the world will probably look a very different place and the AI will be much higher up compared to where it is now. But the thing is, by then, I'm not going to be here, so I don't really care. And I'm really focusing on the now. And yes, there is certainly jobs out there, especially in the corporate world, where I used to work in a big financial company. And you can see there were certain roles that were getting removed because they were getting taken over by all these AI robots. And that includes things like call centres, for example. However, saying that, it has to be one of the most frustrating things in the world when you phone up one of these big companies, so a phone company or a financial company, whatever it might be, to speak to a human, and you've got to have a 10-minute conversation with a robot who just obviously doesn't understand what you're trying to get across. I mean, I've lost count the amount of times that I've been screaming down the phone at some robot because it's asking me why I'm calling and I'm trying to give that message across and it just cannot understand it. So there's a prime example. And in the end, I have to be put through to a human and speak to them. And obviously that makes the situation a lot easier because they can understand what my concern is or what the reason that I'm calling, my issue, my question. But that process when these companies is certainly increasing, and that's obviously taking away people's jobs. Now the thing about AI is I think it's great. It's a fantastic invention if it's used correctly. And that's the problem nowadays. A lot of people use it, but they don't use it in a very wise way. That's the best way to put it. So, for example, if they wanted to use it for content creation, they will stick in a very generic, basic question. They'll get a whole of information about it, they'll copy and paste that, and they'll use that as their content. And that's the wrong way to use it. When you're using it, you need to use it more as a tool or a technique to improve you in your personal life or in your business. And that's certainly the way I like to use it. I don't see it as the be all and end all, the final answer. I see it as something that I can use to help me enhance my business and also to save time as well. That's another fantastic use for it. But going back to the jobs and it taking all our jobs, there's just so many jobs out there that for a lot of years to come they will not be able to take over. Right, just a quick pause in the topic we're talking about. I'm going to show you a nice friendly animal I've come across. You want to say hi? You want to say hi on YouTube? Hiya. Hello. How are you? Definitely seen friendlier animals my time. Hello, llama. Shaking his head. You don't want to be filmed? Sorry, too late. We're in public. So going back to the topic. So in our lifetime, AI is not going to take over everything. So it's a thought. It's something that, especially in the world we live in now, we get worried about our jobs, worried about being able to, our responsibilities, making money, all this kind of stuff. And careers were built up, and suddenly we're thinking, oh, we're going to lose our career because I'm going to be replaced by a robot. And as I said, there is certainly some jobs out there that will happen to, but there's a lot that won't. Now, talking of which, I was even yesterday, when I was at one of my mindful rambles, I was thinking about other careers that I've always thought about. I don't know why, but this one came to mind. And I've always thought I should learn a trade. And that is certainly one that will never be replaced. So I'm talking about things like, the one I was thinking about doing was being an electrician. Electrician, plumbing, gas engineers. You're not going to have a robot walking into your house and fixing your gas boiler, are you? I certainly wouldn't trust it anyway. So that's just one example, and I'm sure there's hundreds of other jobs out there you can think of that will still be available to us humans, and they won't all be taken over by an AI robot or a bot or whatever you want to call them nowadays. And an interesting fact about llamas, as we're passing them there, they like to meditate. They don't really, but they communicate with each other by humming. Which I never knew. That little interesting fact just to pass on to you during this video. So AI is not going to take over everything, job-wise, life-wise, in our lifetime. That I'm pretty confident in. Wouldn't like to be here in 200 years' time, as I said. And there is so many other, even if your role was taken up by AI, there is so many other jobs you can do out there, but it also gives you this opportunity to go and try something new. So it's something that we need to remove from our stress bucket in life and try not to worry about it. And use AI as well. So if you did get that opportunity to start something new, and you wanted to start your own business, use it as a tool. Don't use it, as I said before, as the be all and end all and it's always right, but it's a fantastic tool, technique that you can integrate into your life to make your life easier and to help you build a business if that's what you wanted to do. But the important message is to use it correctly. Take it with a pinch of salt. So that is today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's taken away any fears you might have about AI in your future. Let's not stress about it too much just yet. And if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment, and of course please share with anybody else you think would find it beneficial, as it does help me build it bigger and better. I'm going to leave you there now. Enjoy the rest of my mindful ramble, and I'll see you all again next time. Stick that in your journal.